Hey folks, Levi here once again. Hope you all enjoyed my review of Kick-Ass from 2010. Well, guys, I made a mistake. Apparently, Kick-Ass was not supposed to be the next 2010 review. This movie was, and I'm sorry. And no, this is not a review for Iron Man 2. But this film is a superhero movie, and like Kick-Ass, though, this is a superhero black comedy film, and it is a rated R movie. It is a rated R movie. It's not for kids. I'm gonna miss Kick-Ass, even though it sucks. It is rated R. It's not meant for kids. This movie it's not a kids movie either. Not every comic book movie are for kids. This is a superhero movie, but this is a black comedy film. It's a dark superhero movie. It has blood and gore in it. It does show nudity, and it's a full blown rated R movie. So it's not for children. So don't think every superhero movie out there is for kids. Not everyone. Not this movie. And but this movie came out on April 1st, 2011, here in the U.S. Well, apparently I got the date wrong, and I'm sorry. Then Kick-Ass came after it, but I apologize for that. That's my mistake. Then after I'm done with this review, you'll see it on the playlist, superhero playlist, where it's a little better. I'm sorry about that, guys. That was my mistake. I guess I got so busy with working at FedEx and Christmas time that I forgot to check. Next time I'll check to make sure be positive, guys. On the years and months that I do reviews, 'cause I like to do reviews in orders. But that's just me. That's how I like to do it. For me, I feel like I get it done quicker that way. Of doing reviews and stuff. It just helps me. That's just how I like to do it. I'm a bit of a neat freak that way. I like to do things in an organized way, but that's just me. But anyway, this is a 2010 black comedy superhero film. This is directed by James Gunn, written and directed by James Gunn. Yes, the same guy who makes Guardians of the Galaxy. And it stars Rainn Wilson, Elliot Page, Liv Tyler, Kevin Bacon, Nathan Fillion, and that is super. This is my first time seeing this movie, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, see, I liked it. It wasn't perfect. I did have some problems with it, but despite that, I did enjoy this movie. Sharp crime, yeah, I like that line. Pretty cool poster. I did like this movie. It has some problems with it, but I would say this is a lot better than Kick-Ass. Yes. Yeah. For one, the suit is cool, and the main character I like. So, but let's get into it, shall we? Production. So you have Rainn Wilson, James Gunn, and Neil Page at the film festival. I guess you said they're producing or marketing the movie. The film Super was filmed between December 9, 2009 and January 24, 2010 in Louisiana. With additional shooting at director James Gunn's home at James Gunn's home, Los Angeles, California. The comic book store shown in the film is a real store, Comic Smash in Studio City. Since the film was a low-budget independent project, which it was made for only $2.5 million, so very low budget. You know, independent project. Everyone involved in the film was paid scale. The minimum allowed by the Screen Actors Guild. Tyler Bates worked on the soundtrack. Gunn has said in interviews that he had been working on the script for Super since 2002, but he had a hard time getting it made, as producers felt that the content was too violent since 2002. Now, this is before, I guess you can say it happened eventually, because 2002, what you have Blade 2 as well, and I guess they thought this film was just too violent. But then you have films like Punisher that came out in 2004 with Thomas Jane. 2005 you have V Vendetta, and then 2009 you have Watchmen, and of course, Kick-Ass came out in the same year. You had The Dark Knight. I wouldn't say Dark Knight's rated R, but Iron Man. You had these big superhero movies came out, so I guess Hollywood saw this as, I guess studios saw this and said, wow, because of this film making money, we need to do this movie. You know, Gunn had worked time studying on the right to play Frank. John C. Riley was Gunn's top choice, but he wasn't considered to be big enough star for the film to get made. After Slither was made, Gunn had to fully put the project on hold until his ex-wife Jenna Fisher encouraged him to go through with it and recommended Rainn Wilson, her co-star from The Office. Wilson read the script while on set and said he wanted to join the film, and in turn sent the script to Elliot Page, with whom he had worked with on Juno, who accepted the role of Libby. Super was Gunn's second film dealing with superheroes, at the first being The Specials in 2000, which I've never seen that movie, but he doesn't direct that movie. He wrote the script for that film. Yeah, check that movie out. It was what 2000, 2000? Ah, someday. But he did not direct. Guns, he said that examining superheroes from different angles interests him. That he may do feature films concerning the subject in the future. He was later chosen to direct Guardians of the Galaxy, and of course, the other two Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Volume 3 as well. In 2021, in the 2021 DC Comics film The Suicide Squad, and worked on TV series Peacemaker. Yeah. And produced Brightburn, which is a superhero horror movie, in which Rainn Wilson also briefly reprised his role as Frank Darbo in a photographic form indicating that Super and Brightburn were set in the same universe. It got mixed reviews from critics who debated the moral, the violence, and messages, but still received praise for the acting tone, writing, and humor. During an interview, actor Rainn Wilson explained his thoughts about the struggling box office performance, saying that the risky tonal decisions warned against the film's limited theatrical release. It's a comedy. It's also an action movie. It's also drama. It's also really a messed up genre, cult type of film. It's all those things at one time. And they used to like the Avengers that has some comedy in it, but it's action. It's a comic book type thing. People really know exactly what world they would be in. It's mixed. So many different worlds should really both balance. The movie has some good songs in there as well. I do like the soundtrack. Close to the time that Super was released, another film with amateur supers, Kick-Ass was released. During the production, Gunn, a friend of Kick-Ass creator Mick Marlowe, learned of the other film. Super was released. He commented, "I was definitely worried, but I was like, this sucks. Kick-Ass is being made into a movie. Is that going to happen? We're irrelevant." But the end of the stories are so different. Our movie's about a guy who's his own sort of a spiritual guest, and he just happens to wear a superhero costume during it. But it's really about the guy and not the costume. Miller later defined Super in light of copying his work. People have to say, "Oh my God, he's ripping off Kick-Ass." No, he's not. They're not ripping off Kick-Ass because it's coming out 1 year later. But James was doing this when I was doing Kick-Ass as well. Both projects were coming together exactly at the same time. Miller went onto the screen and they came out the same month too, but this came first. Yeah, but again, like I said, I think this is better than Kick-Ass. Sorry, because I think James Gunn is a better director than Matthew Vaughn, especially for superhero movies, in my opinion. Except, he did a great job making Kingsman movies. For the cast, so you have Rainn Wilson as Frank Darbo, Crimson Bolt, a religious short order cook who becomes a superhero. Rainn Wilson, like I said, he was known for The Office. A good actor. He was really good in here. He made his fame debut in Galaxy Quest. Let's see. He was in Almost Famous, My Super Ex-Girlfriend, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. He had a cameo in that, Monsters vs. Aliens. Reign of the Superman, he voiced Lex Luthor. He was in Batman Hush, he voiced Lex Luthor again, Justice League Dark, so he's voiced Lex Luthor a couple of times. But good actor. I guess people know him for The Office. I think that was with Steve Carell. And Elliot Page is Libby Bolte. I'm not really a fan of this actress, but that's just me. Oh my gosh. Sorry. But of course, she was in. You first know her from as in the X Men movies. Well, she was in let's see, X Men Last Stand as Kitty Pryde, and she was terrible in that movie. I don't know whether she's. I think she's worse in this movie, but she was bad in that movie. Two Days Pretty Fast, she was alright, but not a fan of the actress. But that's just me. Liv Tyler as Sarah England, Frank's wife, and a recovering drug addict. Liv Tyler, well, if you want to, she played Betty Ross in The Incredible Hulk. That Thing You Do, Stealing Beauty, Armageddon with starring Bruce Willis, Jersey Girl, Reign Over Me, and of course, like I said, The Incredible Hulk. Yeah. Kevin Bacon as Jocks is what the charismatic, infinitely but ruthless drug lord and dealer. Kevin Bacon. Other villain roles, well, let's see, The River Wild. I liked him in that, and of course, Hollow Man. I love Hollow Man. That's a really underrated movie in my opinion. He was in Tremors, Apollo 13, JFK, A Few Good Men, uh, Crazy Stupid Love, and Patriots Day. I think he played a cop in that movie. And of course, you know, Footloose. I can't do him. He was in Footloose, of course. People remember him in that. A good actor, in my opinion. Nathan Fillion as the Holy Avenger, a superhero who hosts his own show on the Christian television station. Nathan Fillion. Let's see. Oh, I know he's done some superhero work. Okay, yeah, voiced Green Lantern and Al Jordan and Green Lantern and Justice League Doom and Green Lantern Emerald Knights. And Wonder Woman, he voiced Steve Trevor. And he's voiced Justice League, The Flashpoint, Paradox. He voiced Green Lantern. He's voiced Green Lantern in a couple, I guess, of DC animated movies. And of course, he was in. Oh, he was Wade Wilson Heppel. So yeah, he was in Deadpool Wolverine. And he's gonna be in Green Lantern. I've seen that trailer for Superman Legacy, which I know is coming out. I didn't like that trailer, but that's just me. But Michael Rooker as Abe, he's like Joker's main henchman. He would go into work with James Gunn again in Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1 and 2, playing Yondu. You know, and he also was in Slither, which I don't know if I've seen that movie, but he was in that as well. It's a horror film. And he was in the Suicide Squad, but he had a short scene in that movie. Other movies that he didn't originally, well, Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone. Tombstone, he was in that. Mallrats, I think he was also in Replicant. Yeah, he's huh, Worker as his character Yondu at Comic Con. Very cool. Uh, oh, he was a man born above the law. That was a Steven Seagal movie. Like I said, Cliffhanger and Tombstone. A Replicant with Jean-Claude Van Damme. He was good in that movie. The Sixth Day. He was also a main henchman in that movie. Villain in that film. He was in Jumper. I think he played the dad in that movie. Maybe. I think so. And Greg Henry as Detective John Fooker. Fooker, a good actor. He was in Payback with Mel Gibson. He was in Star Trek Insurrection. Of course, this from Super. Let's see. Any other super? He was Jason Quill. Okay, that was Peter Star Lord's grandfather, and he was in Chase Bourne. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and 3, of course. Yeah. Let's see, TV shows. Well, superhero TV show, Black Lightning. He was in the first season of that, I believe. Let's see. Oh, and Supergirl as well. Yeah, he was in an episode of Supergirl from the CW. And like I said, Black Lightning, he was in 7 episodes of that the first season. Yeah. Andre Roy as Hamilton. Sean Gunn as Toby. Oh yeah, James Gunn is his brother. I think he also in Guardians of the Galaxy? I think he was. Yeah, he's the one that kind of replaces Yondu, with the whistle and the arrow. And he was in the Avengers movies too. And recently, Thor: Love and Thunder and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So I'm like, I know I noticed him when I saw him. Stephen Blackheart as Quill, another one Jakku's henchman. He was in the first Rush Hour movie. He's uncredited. Blast from the Past, uncredited though. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume. Oh, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 and 3 as well. And the Suicide Squad. William Cott as Sergeant Frisco, a detective. Linda Carlini is in this movie, or just as Maria as a pest owner. But if you've seen her in movies, you probably know her from a TV show called Freaks and Geeks, and the Scooby Doo movies, live action movies from 2002, and Monsters Unleashed. Yeah, and Daddy's Home 1 and 2. I believe she was also She played Hawkeye's wife in Avengers: Age of Ultron. Rob Zombie as the voice of God. Rob Zombie, who is also a bit of a film director. Say director, yeah, directed the Halloween movies. Nathan Don Mac Johnson as Mr. Range. James Gunn as Dimswell, one of the only Avengers enemies. Zach Gilford as Jerry. Michael Hoover as Holly. Steve Age as comic book store employee. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, in Shazam! Fury of Gods, and the Suicide Squad. Lloyd Kaufman as 911 Man. He was in the older superhero films called The Toxic Avenger, which I've never seen. And produced some movies as well. Okay, anyway, that was the cast. The film premiered at the 2010 Toronto International Film Festival. It was released in theaters in the United States on April 1st, 2000, and on video on demand April 13th, 2011. It was released unrated. The film was directed by James Gunn, of course, like I said, who was. Well, James Gunn's also worked on scripts for, like. Oh, he wrote the scripts for Scooby Doo 1 and 2. His first film director was Slither. And of course, this film Super. And after that, he did direct Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Volume 2, Brightburn, Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and of course, he's making Superman, the new Superman movie. Yeah. It's produced by Ted Hope and. Let's see, Ted Hope and Miranda Bailey. Cinematography is by Steve Gaynor. He's done cinematography for films like Punisher Warzone. Oh gosh, terrible movie. I'd say, but that the cinematography in that movie is ugly too. Cinematography is good here though. Edited by Cora Silverman. Super Movie 43. He's just an identity to you. The Perfect Man. Cape Fear. Just a name for you. Tyler Bates does the music. He's worked with Zack Snyder, Rob Zombie. He did the musical for Half Past Dead, which is a Steven Seagal movie. Dawn of the Dead, Slither, Halloween, the 2007 Rob Zombie movie, Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, Conan the Barbarian, the remake, and the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Did he do music for that? Yep, he did music for the first Guardians of the Galaxy and John Wick, the first John Wick and John Wick Chapter 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and Deadpool 2. He's done music score for, and John Wick 3, John Wick Chapter 4. Yeah. Coming to this is that. Hamaway Films, Ambush Entertainment, distributed by IFC Midnight. It was released April 11th, 2011 here in the U.S. in theaters. It's 96 minutes long, 1 hour and 36 minutes long. The budget was $2.5 million. Now the box was made $593,933 worldwide. So you'd say they didn't make a lot of money at the time when it came out. But like I said, it's 1 hour and 36 minutes, so it's a pretty short film. But pretty much what happens is the story of Super is that after his wife, Frank Darabont, uh, Rainn Wilson, she leaves him. They tell her, a fry cook, he imitates a TV superhero and transforms himself into a costume vigilante without having any superhuman ability, and he calls himself the Crimson Bolt. He sets out to rescue his wife Sarah from the hands of a drug dealer named Jacques, played by Kevin Bacon, and he has to save her and save the day. Along the way, he gets Elliot Page, who's like a comic book geek, and she becomes like his superhero sidekick, and along with her help, he has to save his wife from this drug dealer, and just save his wife, save her life, basically. And that's the plot in the movie for you. Yeah, and it is, like I said, dark superhero movie. It is not a kids movie. Yeah, I mean, he attacks people. Crimson Bolt has a he's a shut up crime, but when he does that with his costume, though, he attacks people with a wrench. So when he hits somebody, there is blood in there, and there is nudity here and there. So it's not a children's movie. It's not for little kids. Don't think it's a superhero film. Parents don't think, oh, it's a superhero movie. Let my kid be watching. No, that'd be a terrible idea if you did that. Yeah, but there will be spoilers in here as well. So if you've never seen Super, I might miss some stuff because this is my first time actually watching this film. I'll talk about the film itself, maybe read some quotes. But the movie opens up with Frank DeBoer, Rain Wilson. He's a not Rebo Wilson. It's Rain Wilson. I can't say his name right, but he's a short order cook. He talks about two key members from his disappointing life, marrying his wife Sarah Liv Tyler. He directed police officer to catch her purse snatcher. He remembers his first prom date where his prom date was cheating on him, and of course having sex with another guy at the prom right in front of him when he caught her. And then he's being bullied as a kid. You even have kids peeing on his head. I'm like that. That was disgusting to see. And they've been married for quite some time. He said they kind of rushed into their marriage, but there's scenes where he's trying to hug her, maybe trying to have sex, but she doesn't want it. Um, but eventually she leaves him for someone named Jacques, who is a drug dealer, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon comes to his door saying, "Hey, is there Sarah here?" And he makes eggs, and they just eat and talk for a while. It's like, really good eggs. I gotta go, but good eggs. God gave you a gift, gave you a gift to make you boil eggs real good. That's a true good God gift, my friend. And he freaks out. He tries to see. He's like, "Where's my wife? Where's my wife?" He tries to go to Jacques, and Jacques' like, "I don't know where she's at. I'm sorry, I can't help you." And Jacques, of course, owns a strip club, but he gets her hooked on drugs. Yeah, he tries to kind of save her. Tries to go confront Jacques, and Jacques like, "Get away from me, leave me alone." Because he bumps into him, and that she's on, a drug addict, and if she's trying to get help. He met her. You see flashbacks in the movie, but she worked as a waitress as where he was a shorter cook at. That's where they met. Of course, they fell for each other and got married pretty quickly. That's how the relationship. You'll see it in the flashbacks in the movie. And he's like, "Come with me, come with me, honey, come with me." And of course, his men, including Michael Rooker, who's one of his men, beat him up, really bad. And he's so depressed and he's crying. He feels sorry for him. He wants to buy a rabbit, from Lenny Carlini, is his pet store owner. And he gets a vision like the hand of God. It's like these giant worm hands that open up his brain and stuff. And it's telling him to be a superhero. And he realizes that that's his destiny of being a superhero, saving his wife. So he starts building the city. Starts. This is where he meets Ellen Page. He goes to the comic book store and he talks about the Holy Avenger comics and we're like he's gay and all that stuff. Hmm. He hangs on these drawers for inspiration. It's probably a spoof of Bible Man, basically. And it's Nathan Fillion playing the character. He like is sleeping one night and he sees the guy like running out there, and then he has the vision of him telling he needs to be a hero and save his wife. That guy shows him for a very special purpose. He creates a superhero costume, creates the identity of the Crimson Bolt. First night out, he's just doing patrol, he's out behind the trash can hiding, you know, like speaking on speaker, like I'm out about. He's like, "What's on?" And well, apparently it was just a box the wind was pushing a box. You're like, I need to really move that. There's nothing to do, so I'll go do it. And he does it. Eventually, he sees this guy trying to sell drugs to kids. Tries to fight him, but gets his ass kicked and realizes that he took us to Libya again. Superheroes need weapons, right? And they do mention Marvel and DC, and she says that Batman, Batarang, Batpalm, you know, all the Bat gadgets he has as weapons. Green Arrow has a bow and arrow. They can not to shoot you, but he can make stuff out of it as well. Um, Green Arrow's DC, and of course Captain America Marvel's like, no, 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 don't take that. Even though Captain America has a shield, of course, but he's a super soldier, so he does have powers, at least very heavy super strength. So she's like, no, don't take that. And he builds a wrench, and he goes to the guy and he beats the crap out of him with a wrench. He's like, shut up, crime. And this guy's trying to get a kid to molest him. I don't, it was so disgusting. And thankfully, he beats the snot of that motherfucker who tries to molest the kid, beats the crap out of him. He had that coming. Don't do, don't do drugs. Say no to drugs. Don't molest kids. And something else, yeah, guy tries to attack a woman, I think, and he tries and he tries to assault, be a stealing from a handicapped woman. He beats her. He beats the guy trying to steal her from her. Like I said, when he hits people with that wrench, he'll run a few times and knock the wrench down. People hear him on TV, but cops believe he's a criminal, of course, and some people think he's doing good, but some people consider him a criminal. Eventually, he sees on TV they're talking about. He's like, I don't know about the principal, but his friend's like, you just mentioned it. You said, well, I didn't know who he was. Like, yes. And his friend invites him to the movies. This guy breaks in line. He's asking, "Can you push back, please? Can you go to the back now?" It's like, "Fuck off," is what the guy tells him. And so he changes, and it's funny. He's changing the car logo or something. He's like, "Honey," that was really funny. And then he beats the guy. He just slams him in the head with a wrench and hits the woman too, and runs away. And he becomes a media station, but they begin to gain. The media view him as a violent psychopath, though. And Frank, like I said, has those visions of his wife. He sees what they're doing. He follows them to Jaku's house. Eventually goes back there. Tries to use like a kind of like a rope to get into the fence, but he just climbs over it, which is funny, which he keeps doing all the time, but he does. Sneaking around, he sees like Joy. He sees like these. He's got like these weird hallucination shots of like seeing people as an angel, or in this case, he sees Kevin Bacon's character as the devil, when his, like his henchmen as demons. And they say he's like, the person about 111, and he breaks the window with his wrench, and they shoot at him with a gun. I mean, he's got a wrench, they got guns, so he has to run the hell out of there. He does. There's a terrible shot of Michael Rooker points his gun, and Michael Rooker shoots him in the leg. And even though he met Libby at first, she suspects that he might be the Crimson Bolt. He also gets a visit from the detective, who he faces his cop earlier to report Kevin Bacon for kidnapping his wife, but there's nothing they can do. They have no proof of it. They can't really arrest him just for her. Pretty much what they think, just leaving him. They can't arrest him. She let us know the answer. They can't really arrest Kevin Bacon. They really have no evidence. The cop comes over and was like, "You keep looking at." There was like, "I keep a dog in there." And then he makes excuses up. Basically trying to be careful hiding suit, careful of hiding his identity. But anyway, after he gets shot, he does get away, but gets tired. He goes to Libby for help. He's throwing a party, but she throws the party out of there. She has to get the bullet out of him. And she becomes his kid's sidekick. That's when she's got her costume. Bolting. She, at first, was like, "We're on patrol. Yep. This is what I do. Patrol every night." And she wants to beat up a guy who possibly vandalized her friend's car, but it's the wrong guy, and they beat him up. So I'm like, it's the wrong guy. No, we're not supposed to kill him. Let's go. He's like, you can't do this. He's like, you're fired. And then they go to the gas station, and Chuck's men are there, and they see him. They know Frank's the Crimson Bolt. So the only crappy thing about this life of him being a superhero is that they just know his identity. I'm like, dude, you gotta get better with that mask. Yeah, being a superhero, you gotta keep your identity secret. But they chase him, they beat him up, puts on his mask. Then they get ready to kill him until uh, the guy that would go and be in Guardians of the Galaxy, Yondu's henchman, but eventually, yeah, he gets Elliot Page runs him over. She's only got a bra. She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, her character just annoying me. She's always screaming and being over the top and yelling. And then after that, somewhat he's tired after being beaten up and they shot and killed again. And basically, she wants to have sex with him. He's like, "Oh, I know you want me, Frank," and she basically tried to rape him. And I'm like, that was a disturbing scene to watch. Yeah, not that I wouldn't like a woman trying to hook up with me, of course, but I don't need a woman trying to rape me in a weird way like that. You know, especially when like Elaine Page was not attractive. If she tried that on me, I'd punch the hell out of her. That's all I can tell you right now. I'm sorry, I would if she touched me like that. Yeah, but he still was dedicated to his wife, which is a good thing. And but he throws up after what she did, and I don't blame him. I'll be too if Ellen Page touched me like that. You ugly. But throws up his vision of his wife. Well, he's able to save her since they have guns. He's able to make like kind of like a knife kind of weapon, kind of like a bow and arrow, but in his arm, where it's deadly, but shoot weapons at you. They get arm guns, they get pop guns, they get bulletproof vests. They sneak in, and she's got like Wolverine claw. She kills one guy, and won't shut up. He's yeah, 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 yeah. I'm like, shut up. You see him killed. Frank gets shot in the chest with his bulletproof vest. It spares him. But Libby's standing up like a fool, and she gets full shot in the head. She gets her half her face shot off and dies. Frank goes into a rage, which is really cool though. Crucible, just throws the two pipe bombs at them and kills the bad guys. And I didn't like one scene when Jacko's trying to make a deal with his drug dealer. He wants one of the women. That woman has to be Liv Tyler. Frank's wife Sarah. He tries to rape her, and I didn't like that scene. Man trying to rape a woman. That's just sick to me. That's fucking nasty. I hate that. Yeah. But it doesn't work, of course. He's like, "I'm not interested." Jacobs walks off. He's like, "We don't got a deal." And Kevin Bacon smashes like, "Hey!" Kevin Bacon shoots him in the head. Yeah. Frank goes in there. He shoots him down. Michael Rooker. He goes in the head a couple times and he kills him. Eventually, he runs into Josh, who shoots at him. He shoots him a couple times, like right in the chest, halfway in the chest, right here. But he's able to get Josh down. He's able to use the pipe that he's able to, kind of like shooting a battering out of your hand, like an armrest. Shoots him, hits him in the balls with it. He's like, you know, like, you think you're better than me? You're just as bad as me if you stab me. He starts stabbing and killing him. When Frank takes her home, she stays for a few months. She leaves him again, though. But this time, though, she manages to overcome her addiction. She uses her experience to help others with similar problems. She remains, remarries, and has 4 children. And Frank accepts it, though, that maybe it just wasn't meant to be. But Skilling, he saved her life. He helped her. And he gets the pet bunny now. He gets the wall of memories, and he's happy. And he knows the kids, they call him Uncle Frank. He looks at Libby's picture, and a tear runs down his cheek, saying that he's done some good in his life, that he wasn't just going to be crimson and gold. It isn't the man behind the suit in the suit. It's not about the suit and the action. It's about the man behind the suit and doing the right thing and saving somebody's life. And that's what he did. That's why it's bad to do drugs. I think the movie's got a good message. Yeah, you can say it's an action movie, it's a drama movie, superhero film, and I think it's kind of all those things. It's about right and wrong. You know, it's wrong to do drugs and don't do drugs, don't molest children, and don't steal from people because it's wrong. You know, I think that's the message of the movie. You know, just live the right way, make the right choice. I think that's what the movie, you know, make the smart right choice in your life. I think that's what this movie is basically about. That's the way I see it. But that's super. Let me read some quotes from the movie though. Shut up, crime. Repeat line. This is not about good and evil. This is about I had her and you didn't. This is about she loved me more because I am fucking interested. Interesting. Shut up, crime. What are you gonna do? You gonna execute me for my sins? Don't you think you're better than me? You're a fucking psychopath. You're a fucking almost kill people for butting into line. You don't butt in line. You don't sell drugs. You don't molest little children. You don't provide on the mystery of others. Those rules were set a long time ago. They don't change. I really think that killing me, stabbing me to death is gonna change the world. I can't know that for sure unless I try. And he does. Some good quotes on there. But to give my final opinion on Super, again, I like this movie. I did enjoy it. What I liked about it, I like the story. A friend of ours just ordered a guy who was a average kind of guy who basically his life has been a little difficult. He's been picked on, he's been bullied until finally he snaps. You know, his wife is taken away from him. He sees all the wrong things in the world, black and white in the world that's been wrong, and he decides to do something about it. And when his wife gets kidnapped, decides to do something about it. Decides to save her from herself especially, and save her from this guy who was gonna kill her. And yeah, good story there. And the Crimson Bolt suit looks really cool. The action scenes are really good when he's fighting with the wrench and stuff. I think the suit cool. Yeah, it makes him look chubby, but still, I think the suit looks cool and the mask looks cool. And it is rated R. It does have blood and gore in it. The movie does have balls to do that. Yeah, and like I said, it does have nudity as well. So the movie is not a kids movie. Like I said, it's not for children, but it does have good action in it. Liv Tyler did a great job. I thought she was good in here. Kevin Bacon did a great job. Kevin Bacon always played a great villain in my opinion. Kevin Bacon, Nathan Fillion was good. Michael Rooker was good. Sean Gunn, yeah, his brother was good here, and Michael Rooker was great. Michael Rooker. It's always good to see him in a movie. He did a great job, and Kevin Bacon did a good job as the main villain in my opinion. But good movie. The film is short. It's only 96 minutes long, 1 hour 30 minutes long. It goes by at a really good pace. It's got some action, good action scenes in there, especially when he's wearing a suit. And the humor kind of works. None of my problems. Like I said, Elliot Page is my main problem with this movie. I cannot stand her. She's very annoying. I thought I could like her. I mean, she kind of had moments of kind of being a little funny here at the beginning, but as the movie went on, I kind of got tired of her. And then she's just annoying and screaming and yelling all the time. In the scene where she tries to basically rape Frank, I'm like, to rape him, I'm like, that was disgusting, and I didn't like that at all. I'm like, you know, that was just disturbing to watch for me. Like, yeah, you could have cut that out of the movie. You could have cut her out of the movie completely, been fine. I'd rather just be Frank trying to save his wife, and I'd rather see him more as Bolt fighting crime than, he didn't need a sidekick. Yeah, he didn't. If you don't give him another woman, hell, I'd rather have him fall in love with Linda Carlini. Because she's a lot hotter and she's more gorgeous and a better actress in my opinion. They should have. I wish that she would have had more doing this movie. I didn't feel like Kevin Bacon got a lot of screen time either. I felt like some of his screen time in this movie was cut short. Half the time he's at the beginning, then you don't see him for a while, and you see him toward the climax, and like third act of the movie. I felt like he didn't get a whole lot of screen time. I do feel like Kevin Bacon deserved a lot more screen time. He's a great villain. I want to see him a lot more of him, a lot more principle, maybe fighting crime a little more. You do see it. I just want more of that. I just need this whole thing with Elliot Page. So a little more crime fighting. Oh, and the detective that's hunting him down, well, finds that he's principal. He gets killed stupidly, and these guys are idiots. I don't know why they think it's Frank. I mean, come on, the guy can't be that stupid enough to go back to his own house. Idiot henchman, and they shoot a cop, and I'm like, there's somebody who knows that cop's missing, and eventually leads to Jeff Who. I'm sure he said, I'm gonna fire you guys. He should have fired him for shooting the cop because that would put a lot of heat on your ass too. I'm like, but Kevin Bacon to more screen time. A little more Christopher action scenes. A little more action scenes would be nice. I don't mind the drama there. Drama's good. Just take Elliot Page out and her annoying stuff and her yelling and stuff. I'm like, shut the hell up. I just want, I could not stand seeing her on screen. I'm sorry to say, but I was glad she got shot halfway in the face. I was happy. I'm like, good. I think you should just left her there to rot and let the damn anteaters or whatever, or buzzers have her eat her ass. I'm like, because I cannot stand her character at all. She's terrible in X Men Last Stand too. Like, he's moving, dickhead. I'm like, I was hoping Juggernaut, and I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. I'm like, I was hoping Juggernaut would just run right through and crush her. Yeah. Thankfully, she gets killed here. I'm like, yeah. Should have just been Lindy Carlini, maybe as a love interest. I could see that happening for him to move on. But I thought Rainn Wilson did a good job as Crimson Bolt. Again, the costume and stuff was really cool. When the action's there, it is good what it is. It's not a perfect movie. Like I said, those are my issues with the film. But despite that, it is better than Kick Ass, though, because number one, the main character, Crimson Bolt, is more of a badass and doesn't get stabbed. He gets shot, but hey, he does get help and he gets through it. He's tough. When he needs to be, he become a badass when he needs to be, and he stabs the bad guy. Then he's the one that kills the bad guy. Yeah, believe me, if it was Kick Ass and if I were more strong in the movie Kick Ass, he would get his ass kicked and killed if he didn't have Edgar with him. Crimson Bolt didn't really need a sidekick. He could have handled things himself. You know. Again, he's like a rated R version of Batman too. That gives a wrench and will hit your ass with it or stab you if he has to. He'd kill you. So say anti-hero basically. But either way, that's my take on Super Guys. So my rating for Super, I'm gonna give this. My rating for Super is 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up. So my rating for Super is 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up. So guys, in the comments down below, tell me what do you think of Super, starring Rainn Wilson, Liv Tyler, Elliot Page, and Kevin Bacon down below, and written and directed by James Gunn. What do you think of this movie? In your personal opinion, guys. Tell me in the comments down below what do you think of this film, and stay tuned. This is the next review. Iron Man 2 is the next review. Yes. I'm sorry about getting all this mixed up, guys. I'm sorry. Forgive me. It's just because it's been a Christmas holiday, working FedEx, and with it being the holidays, it was crazy busy. So yeah, I kind of forgot my movies or I didn't have time to do YouTube, so I guess I've got to do this. But next time I'll keep the focus on this, guys. I promise. But anyway, Iron Man 2. This will be the next review. Yes, well, the next revisit review will be Iron Man 2. Will be the next review. So stay tuned for that. For real this time. Iron Man 2 is the next review. So stay tuned for you guys that. Stay tuned for this review, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me in the comments down below, once again, what do you think of Super, in your opinion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of Super? And my rating again for the film is 4 to 5 stars. Tell me what you think about this movie down below. And stay tuned for my revisit review of the third MCU movie starring Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, Don Cheadle, Scarlett Johansson, and Mickey Rourke, and that is Iron Man 2. So stay tuned for that. I believe the third MCU movie. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.